Okay, what's up? Welcome to Doc's World. This is Doc, and this is Dale. Hey, Dale, how's it going, man?
And welcome to the not televised revolution as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, what were you saying about the? I was reading your comments or something, and you're saying about the recycling revolution, or what were you saying?
Well, what I'm saying is that, well, smart people are generally progressive people, and smart people are good at using computers. And I don't know, I felt really inspired when I was taught how to piece a computer together. I
Yeah.
found it really inspiring to know that if it fits, it goes there. I only found one piece ever that doesn't work that way. It was like a weird sound card from like Audio Lab or something like that. And like
Yeah.
that was one time out of like 100 experiments. And so another person's trash is another person's treasure, but at the same time, uh, it takes a lot of resources. You have to chop down a mountain to build a chip of a RAM card. Like, we can't be thirsty consumerists and smart nerds at the same time.
Well, it's kind of like my grandma said. Like, okay, I had a dream, and I was like, I want to play video games for a living, and because I always loved video games, and then finally got a job where I was paid to play video games. I was a video game tester at Microsoft in Redmond, and long story short, I didn't like it. I got sick of it. I was getting paid to play video games, which was technically my dream, and I told my grandma, and she said, "Yo, look, just you love video games, great, okay, but just go get a regular job, real job, you know, get get some money, and in the meantime, on your free time, spend your free time playing games, because." And then I learned out like it ruins it, when you have to do the thing that you're supposed to be loving, but then someone else is your boss and controlling you and telling you what to do, then end up hating it, you know. And it's the same thing for my job. I'm English teacher in Japan, and I've worked for so many companies, and they just ruin it. They suck. They're not good, and it's horrible bosses. But I know how to teach really well, and I know how to do my job really well. But it's it's not that I hate it. It's that other people tend to ruin these things when you get a job and you're being paid, and it's weird.
So, your listeners you can call me Grin for now, since I'm calling you Doc for now.
Grim.
You're actually, when I was in high school, I'm actually probably 20 years older than you, but I almost went into graphic design. And
Oh yeah.
when I say things like Knights of the Old Republic and think like, damn, I wish I was in that project. But anyway,
Yeah, I got into graphic design as well, but it was more of just a. Uh, that's the other thing I learned about myself is if you want to be a video gamer, you can't. It's not just the knowledge. I mean, if you want to be on the artist side, you really it really helps really if you have a talent, an actual graphic artistry talent. And I always had the desire and always really wanted to, but I was definitely lacking in the talent side. Like I went to art school and I
that, that's almost exactly me, because like I just wanted to play with the toys.
yeah.
For sure. And I could never draw, I could never paint, even my sculpting wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But then, later on, I learned if I enjoyed some medicines of the earth, I could enjoy music and learn to make that. You know,
Yeah,
it's
no
kind of
doubt. So I mean, I guess the point is you just even though we think we're so silly to think, "Oh, I want to do this job." Maybe it's better just to enjoy the things that you like, have a regular job and just do them when you can, you know? And that's good
yeah.
enough.
There's a lot to be said about um, seeking enjoyment, but okay. Now we're really gonna tie some really cool shit together, because like some people live longer when they don't stress out about anything, but they're not necessarily, like, some people are afraid of politics, right? because like it's self-preservation. Like they don't want to get stressed out.
I'm afraid of politics, definitely.
Right. And but like yeah, we can't survive unless we come together against the empire and the oligarchy, and the Federal Reserve is printing money based on the promise that if you spend the US dollar on oil, we're not going to blow you up.
Yeah,
You know?
in the fascinating, that's very fascinating because I was just I don't know how I came across this because this is about investing your money versus gold versus paper money, fiat
Right. Get
currencies.
into Bitcoin, get into every country that's trying to get away from the petrodollar.
Well,
Like,
no, I mean,
even though I live in the empire, I don't want to. I want to see it end peacefully.
well, no, no, no. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be some catastrophic, Armageddon thing that's going to happen. Don't think.
Right.
You don't know, but in the
That's a
sense
huge
of
conversation.
But in the sense of, on the real, this is really fascinating. If you are someone that has a savings and you are able to save money, so you work your job and then you put, let's say, $10 away a month, right? If you're able to somehow maintain that, and this is not the short term, this is the long term, and you're able to save money for like a year, and then you're able to take that money and then you're able to buy, let's say, $100 worth of gold, $1,000 worth of gold,
Right,
and
if you invest it wisely, and right now, actually, Bitcoin is seems to be a good investment.
well, I don't know anything about that. But if you just chose gold, just
Ask
that, for
around. You're in
example,
Japan. What's wrong with you?
well, I'm not much of a stock guy. I don't know, much about that. But I tell you one thing I know
Ask
about
a few
stocks.
people that you trust what they think about Bitcoin. You are in Japan. Do me that favor.
I'll ask some people, but I don't think.
Some people that you think are smart.
Yeah, I'll ask some people, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
the thing about stocks, and this is different from if you say bought gold or metals or something you're gonna hold in your hand that's valuable, is that if you are someone who wants to get into stocks, buying stocks is gambling. You don't know what's gonna
absolutely,
happen,
it's a fucking Ponzi scheme.
but it's not gambling
Exactly.
if
Stop,
you are in
stop,
for the
stop,
long term. If you're just
stop.
gonna go buy Microsoft, something that's gonna be sticking around for a while, and you keep that for
Stop.
years and years, that's not gambling. That's investing, like buying a
No,
house.
no, the longer you keep it, the more you're gambling because it's absolutely a Ponzi scheme. The only reason your Google stock is worth more to the next person that buys it is they believe the person that is going to buy it after them is going to pay more.
Right.
Absolute definition of Ponzi scheme. If you try to sell, let me think about the number. Oh yeah, if you try to sell 100 stocks of Google back to Google,
Yeah.
guess how much money they're going to give you, no matter how much the stock is worth?
I don't know.
1 penny. It's
What?
worth the price of a fucking coupon. That's right. It's worth the
Wow.
price of a fucking coupon.
Yeah, it's
It's
definitely a game then in that sense. And I'm not,
yeah,
and I never had a lot of money at all. I've almost been poor my whole life, and so
yeah,
I've never
and like
gotten into it.
so many Americans have their retirement wrapped up in these IRAs that are based on the stock market, and that's why all this fever about single payer healthcare is going on right now, and that's why it's so fucking important. It's because Wall Street is taking more and more away from the common people. They're making
Yeah.
it bad.
Yeah, there was something about the Wall Street Occupy Wall Street movement lately, but I didn't get to hear enough of that to know what's happening with it. So,
I felt the call back in those days, but it lacked a burning, I guess.
well,
I,
the
I
thing
definitely
is,
felt the call. I definitely went to some things in 2008. Go ahead.
well, the thing is, you want to be involved in investing. That's a great passion, but you need money for that, And if you're just trying to survive, it's a whole nother situation. I mean,
No, that's a fabulous point, and like of
and I'm
course,
definitely trying to just
if you
survive.
if you don't know me by now, I don't. I think we should. I'm libertarian enough to think that we should try to trade with each other without dollars, because these dollars don't represent anything.
Actually, I totally agree with you 100%. That's one of the things that we don't have in America, for example, or in the world. We don't have a global trading system. This is actually one of my greatest ideas to heal the planet. Is
The
that
euro's pretty good, and like every time people try to get off the dollar, America comes and wipes them out. Gaddafi, etc. Syria, the list goes on.
yeah? But I mean, you could heal the planet if you set up a marketplace where you just trade goods. For example, some guy in China wants to sell me a bag of rice, and I want to sell him a bag of carrots. And if we both agree, then we ship it to each other. We pay the shipping costs, and
Right,
goods are traded. Um,
right.
that is what we should have available, and I don't see any reason why it should be illegal.
So, and in that way, that's what I love about Bitcoin because it's honest about what it is. The price of Bitcoin goes up and down every day, and it all depends on how much people trust in Bitcoin.
Now, are you
That
investing?
No, but I want to. I wish I was. There's been so much good news. Like just every, I've been thinking about it for like a year, but there's more and more good news. It went up $1,000 last week.
And why haven't you invested? You just don't have the funds, or what's going on?
Um, I just haven't found the right conduit for me. Like one of the one of the conduits I thought would work for me, I had to use Google Chrome.
Hmm.
I don't want to have to log into Google to get my cryptocurrency. No, I gotta find the right platform for me.
Check out the Cash App. That's been blowing up lately. I heard some good reviews about that. Well, I heard some advertisements based on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he's been spouting out about that, where you
I'm
could
glad you
just
actually said that because that's actually the kind of experience I feel like I'm having right now. Like you're Joe, and I'm Rogan. But I hope you got more than 12 people on your channel because that's all I got on mine.
there's like 100 people, but yeah, active as far as active people, and they're not like my followers, dude. We just play games together. They're just
Right, right.
couple of guys, playing games together. We don't care about politics. We don't care about any bullshit. We get straight to the point of just having fun in games. That's it. So any kind
All
of
right. Well,
political conversation in my channel
beginning
won't
of a
go
new
along too far.
channel almost.
What's that?
Because is this the beginning of a new channel?
Uh,
We could come up with a name together because I think you'd be the guy to be able to get on the most. And like,
yeah, and that's a good point. I mean, if you can create a following, which usually starts on Facebook or YouTube, and then you can direct them back to said channel, people can then, share in conversations based on our content, and that would in turn create a lot of money in revenue um, towards us.
all I want to do is talk to a lot of people at one time. That's my
A lot of
frenetic
people.
goal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's definitely a good goal. Um, a lot of people out there want to just communicate, so yeah, we could talk about doing something like that. I think before I'd be willing to be commit on that, I definitely want to do a lot more of these conversations with you before I'd be willing to commit to something like that.
Of course.
So,
No, just no. That's not even actually really what I meant. Just like you just helped me set up the technology and me being able to have a host of rotating people. You know what I mean? Like,
oh
and
right,
I'm willing to switch roles. Like right now, you're doing the interview. Sometimes I'm doing the interview. It's all good.
yeah. What's going on with your computer though? Let's get back to that.
Okay, so I'm glad you asked because what I was saying in my I don't know, basically our pre-interview is that I used to live in an apartment building where there was enough computers being thrown away that if I just picked up every one, to find a motherboard here, piece of RAM there, a hard drive here, a video card there,
Yeah,
a fan here, a power supply there,
yeah.
you know. And I called it Grinchakra's Monster. Grinchakra is my artist name, and
Okay.
I was building these computers to make music with.
Yeah.
And so I had an interest in them being fast, you know, not in the video card, but in every other aspect. So in that way, I am closely connected to gamers. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, so have you messed around with Adobe Audition?
Oh, that's a music software, right?
Yeah, it's a music editing, audio editing program. It's pretty good. I've
Uh,
used it a bit.
what I would call my workhorse was FL Studio. I've actually,
Okay.
I've actually been using it since I could have bought it for $35 when it first came out. I really wish I did.
Oh wow.
I've been using it that long, yeah. And so I wanted to get into. Give me a second. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it, but there's another digital audio workstation, which is basically you fire up your computer, and my FL Studio, it's like everything you could even think of is in front of you, but you still got to figure out how to use it. So making computer music, just to make a long story short, it takes just as much practice and learning as anything else. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
I did dumpster dive the computers. I had to update the drivers. I had to learn all this shit about my hardware, and then learn all this shit about my software. I can swear on your channel, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And then and then do my passion, you know.
Yeah. So what kind of stuff? Where can we find your music?
SoundCloud.com/Grinchakra, Grinchakra. Grinchakra.
Got it.
Um, and so when you see the tag "Lucky Bastards" on the album, that means I was doing a experimental hip hop project. And
Yep.
believe it or not, I'm the rapper that sounds better, even though I was approached by the other.
Ooh, Jedi Bastards. Let's hear this one. Oh shit, it's super loud. Hold on. Oh, it's super.
Yeah, my Lucky Bastards is slightly overproduced, but everything else is my kind of my take on
Help me,
classic.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Except for I couldn't
You
really
my
do
only
it.
hope.
It turned up sounding like Goa trance. I want to say. It sounded more Goa than I wanted it to. But
So
still,
more what?
Goa,
Goa.
GOA. I don't even remember exactly what the details of that are, but if you listen to Don't Panic, that album, most of it sounds kind of like a Fast and Furious soundtrack, but on techno.
Yeah, dude, it sounds great. Have you DJ'd at any clubs or venues or anything?
No, but I made all these beats. Can we hear him in the recording?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm playing one right now. Can you hear it?
I've done. No, I can't right now.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if the audience can.
Yeah, we can hear your
Okay, cool.
whatchamacallit, Jedi Bastard song? Yeah.
I'm glad you picked that. I
Yeah.
only do the chorus on this one. I mean, if you want to hear me rip it up, there's better songs.
Hold on. Trying to log in. Who's this speaking on here?
Just kind of some vagrant. Like a friend of mine was like bragging up how I make techno, and this was right at the end of when I made Don't Panic. And I was
Yeah.
like, cool, bring him on. And then right when we finished our first album and we were like making our first song on our second album and getting ready to do YouTube videos,
Yeah.
this fucking sleazeball picked up the 17-year-old and went train hopping with her.
Picked up a what?
17-year-old girl went train hopping with her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, albeit he was like 22, but yeah, that was the end of that.
Well, when you live the vagrant lifestyle, things like that tend to happen, I guess, huh?
Yeah. There was even spooks. There was even spooks that showed up at work, and they even fooled my older, wiser boss, owner of the restaurant. They just seemed like regular, cool, nice guys, and
Yeah.
so that project fell apart. So
Oh,
yeah, the
yeah.
guy that sounds like his voice, he sounds kind of like a kid. That's not me. The voice that sounds like me, that's me.
Oh, okay. No, no, it sounds really good though. All everything. It sounds great. I mean, the relationships fell apart, but hey, at least you got the song out of it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and it's 100% mine. And yeah, that reminds me, technology wise, that laptop died, but I think the hard drive is still alive. I think I just need like a USB adapter from a, check this out, IDE laptop hard drive.
Oh.
You can get those.
Okay.
I don't know. I tried to order one once. Maybe
So, what's
probably.
your plan for the new hardware stuff? Are you gonna try to acquire some new stuff, or are you just gonna try to use what you got, or do you have a budget in mind, or what's the plan?
No, it's absolutely time. It's absolutely time for a hardware upgrade. You're absolutely right.
What city? You're in California?
No, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, that's right. You're in Tom's area. Okay. Let me just check here. There's a uh, Google. No, there's a Craigslist. Minneapolis. You said?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Craig's Minneapolis. I did this for Tom too because I helped him build together a fairly affordable, under $500 build. Um, so you're definitely gonna be on the budget end of the side of things. Am I right? I mean, under 500, right?
No, I don't. I don't have a need for. Okay, so give me a second here because I'm gonna burp. Okay, so what I need to do is I need a desktop for for entertainment and for podcasting, and then later on, laptop for making music.
Yeah, and so that's a good thing that you mentioned that because right now, um, hold on, my friend's hitting me up. Give me one sec.
You can edit this stuff out, right? Because I think we were pretty good until we kind of fell off. Are you still recording?
Yeah, hold on one sec. Just replying to my friend real quick.
Oh, I noticed you have a similar haircut to mine. That was fun.
Oh, really? Yeah, I got this fucking I got a kind of I call it a mohawk. At least I used to. But once I came to Japan, people tend to associate me with this stupid little baby character called Cupid. Oh my
What?
god, I feel like an idiot now. Look at this. Look at this picture.
Oh
Cupid.
no.
Cupid.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Okay, I know what you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking about? Have you seen that? Look at this. Look
No.
at this. It's the mayonnaise brand of Japan, and they call him Cupid, and it's a little baby with a mohawk thing. And they're like, oh, it's cute. You look like Cupid, and I'm like, no, that's not, the look I was necessarily going for at all. But,
They
I,
probably say into me too, wouldn't they?
well, yeah, if you got a little bald spot on either side of your dome, and you got a fucking little mohawk coming up the middle, yeah, they might call you a Cupid doll or something. But here's a good example: a little a little baby with no hair, and then you kind of give him a little baby mohawk or something. That's kind of what they.
So okay. So check this out. So what I want to do is basically meet these motherfucking system requirements for the GeForce hardware. Because like, if
Yeah,
you, if, I mean,
here we
can
go.
I use the shadow stuff to record stuff besides games?
Oh
Can I
yeah,
actually?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's not a high quality input. We'd have to research more about uh how that works. But if you're a sound man, it doesn't matter because all you have to do is separate your inputs. So like I've got so when you do okay, because you're a sound guy, so yes, the short answer is yes. We can do all the same stuff with the GTX card, and you can still make like sound stuff or recordings or whatever. Um, you could okay. So for the best quality with that particular equipment, let me give you the link here. This is just a Craigslist search for your area for GTX 970, but we can find some good deals. Um, all you need to do is of course you got your microphone input and then you have your headphones input or whatever. It's just when you record it, you just record it into a separate file. That's all you do, and then you have to combine the two. And then if it's associated with video, you have to combine the two
Oh,
later in an editing
yeah, that's
program, which is a fucking pain in the ass. And that's why generally you don't. If you're making a video like we're doing a video right now,
right.
generally you don't. You want to do as little editing as possible, and no editing is the best. So, um,
Oh, that's right, brother. But like as a sound guy, like you pegged me, like yeah, it is in my repertoire, and that's always been like a heavy weight on me. Like shit, I'm the producer. I want to be the creator. Fuck.
yeah, I don't
That's
want
always been like a. I always feel like I'm in like a I don't know a swamp made of slime when I'm trying to like push myself to be bold.
No, actually, I feel the same way. That's see, I'm interested in YouTube, and I love. That's all I do is watch YouTube videos, and I've made them before, and I've learned how to edit them, and I don't have. Who the fuck has? Ain't nobody got time for that. Who's got time for all that? I don't have time to be editing videos and shit. I don't have the energy. I don't want to do all that. You know, I can
I
if I have to.
like when I make the raw material, it's like super fun for a fucking hour, and then when it's time to produce it, it's like super not fun for like 12 hours.
Exactly, exactly. 100% agree with you on that one. I do not want to edit shit, which is why I have this kind of live format.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? We're not trying to be the best, anyways. We're just trying to fucking have a couple of conversations, and keep it real simple. So, yeah, best to not make it too complicated, anyways. Um, interviewing people, keep it simple. Have a couple of what I do to keep it a lot more live. If it's just audio, like I don't know if you've noticed this, but on the video, I'll just go to Google Images and I'll just fucking whatever we're talking about. I'll just type it in Google Images and boom, picture pops up and there you got instant visuals. So it's like live editing, essentially. Um,
Oh, okay.
it keeps it live, keeps it fresh, as opposed to just having one picture or some animation rotating on the screen, which is equally annoying.
Right.
Um,
Well, with the images you got showing right now, I'm kind of nervous we might get flagged.
I don't really care. I don't really care because it's flagged means that you're not going to get profits. That's all it means. You don't get ad revenue. So flagged for um, copyrighted content, which is usually uh, it's usually like if let's say for example you played an MTV music video. Okay, well you don't have the rights for that. So you put that in your video and then they're going to say we own this so now we get your ad revenue and well not much you can do about that. It's your choice to upload that video with their content on it. So that's an example of being flagged. But this is a little different. We can post a little picture and nobody's a Cupid doll or a GTX 970.
The
Nobody's really
reason
going
I
to
was the reason I was making a joke about it is they're trying to make laws that would make like anything with a copyrighted image being used as a meme. You know, trying to protect corporations and their
Oh,
copyrighted.
that's never going to happen. Never.
No,
I would
it's
say
not.
never.
That's a
Come on.
infringement of freedom of speech.
Th- I mean, the speed of memes, from the moment that they were created to they talked about to they died
Are we, are we
is
on? Are we on right now? Because
yeah,
this is an issue I want to talk about because
yeah.
memes are an important and quick hard hitting way to say what you want to say, and that's why it's super important, right?
Yeah, take Soilo for example. Fuck that stupid Star Wars series. You heard about Soilo?
Oh, okay, I can hit on this. Why don't you ask me questions because I have of course, a multifaceted view on it.
Have you heard about Soilo?
I know that I am not going to the theater to spend high dollars to see that movie.
Yeah, I'm same here. I'm on the boycott side, which is exactly what we're talking about. Soilo is the movement of people who basically want to boycott Star Wars and boycott this amazing, what would have been a great movie or would have been a great concept or an idea of, all of our childhood hero, fucking Han Solo, but because they fucked it up so hard, we're all saying no. So we're memeing it with Pound Soilo. If you go to Twitter, Pound Soilo, and you type in a couple of those things, you will find a lot of these kind of meme type pictures and just general conversations of Star Wars bashing,
Right.
which in my mind is
I gotta,
well
I
worth
gotta.
it.
I don't have a necessarily hard line position on it, except for that, like I'll wait to see Han Solo.
Exactly. I mean, I'll wait till it comes out on VHS.
I'm still participating in the Star Wars universe. I play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and I freaking love it. Even though it's like a free-to-pay games, it's a black hole for money.
Wait, what's it called?
Gotta be smart about it. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's
Oh.
a it's a turn-based. One player described it as a resource management game. Where like you level up your characters and you gotta be right about who you pick. That's how you get further.
Yeah.
You don't know this game.
I found it. No, I don't know it, but it
Careful.
sounds interesting.
It's very interesting. I don't know how many games you gamers can play. Now I'm asking you questions.
Oh
How many
God.
games do gamers play?
Well, I mean, okay, you always got your faithful games, the ones that you bought, and you can always go back to them. Those are and there's only a few of those. There's five at the max. That you
But
always,
you have hard copies of them and you actually own them, and even in today's digital age, where like
bro. You are way out of touch with reality if you think people are owning hard copies of games. Look at my Steam list here. If you now Steam, since you're not a
do you
gamer,
actually own those games, or can they just come in and give you an update and say, "Oh, you owe us money, or you don't play this game anymore"?
yeah,
I mean,
I
because
mean,
it seems like it's getting that fishy.
no, it's not getting, it's not that bad. You know what you're getting when you buy it. Essentially, this is my Steam library list. There's I don't know like 30 games on there or something. Um, 32 games. I don't play the majority of them, to be honest. And games have an ebb and flow of boredom and entertainment that lasts sometimes from 3 months to a couple of years. But you get sick of games eventually. You can only play so many, to be honest. Um, yeah, and it's all digital, man. This is 2018. There's no more discs. No, there's no. You don't go to the store. It's all digital download. You want to get it right now. This is the generation of now. Download. You buy it. You pay for it online. $60 game. Pay with your credit card. Download it immediately. There's no waiting. There's waiting. You don't fucking buy it. At least I don't. Some people like to pre-order. I do not pre-order at all. If I don't get it now, I don't want it. Um, yeah, and that's it. So there's a lot of games. I play, well, a couple of my go-to games are League of Legends. It's call it RTS, real-time strategy. It's like StarCraft, where you enter this short battle and you have to figure out how to dominate the enemy in about 20, 30 minutes, sometimes up to an hour-long game, and then it's over. And move on with your life. That's a great staple game for you. Let's see if I can find a picture of that.
My favorite thing about gaming is, in the right situations, it can really bring people together.
That's what my whole group is all about. I mean, I my history with games really started when I was like 14 years old, and I had a little Super Nintendo, and I would come over to my parents were divorced, so I'd spend every other weekend with my dad. But I'd come over, and I wouldn't spend time with my dad much. I would just get him to rent me some game from Blockbuster Video, and I would go in my room and seal myself in there and play games 14 hours in a row and just have my own little adventure, and I really enjoyed that. But the thing that was missing and the thing that I learned was that was great, but I never want to do that again. I don't want to be so antisocial in a world where I'm just all by myself like a cave hermit. I want to do the opposite, especially now because that was my beginning. Now, and I'm always evolving as a human. So now I want to do the opposite. I want to only play games when there's other people playing with them, and not only just playing, but I can actually communicate with them using our voices. That's super important for me. So I don't play games alone anymore. I only play games with other people that I can actually talk to. And that's part of my
Right.
rule.
For me, gaming, I think as a kid, if we're gonna be real like this, for me, gaming as a kid was like a good way for me to actually connect with my brother.
Hmm.
We all kind of had a hard life, but like it was a way for us to actually spend time and put up with each other, you know. And like,
Yeah.
it was good for us.
Yeah, definitely. I've had so many great memories, but my best memories, of course, are just like you're talking about, where you're, sitting next to your buddy, and you're trying to beat him and see who's better, and you have the competition and everything. Those are the best memories. Um, Even when I beat the game, when I finally beat Super Mario Brothers 3, it wasn't as good until I had a friend right next to me watching me do it. The moment didn't come to life really until there was someone else there to witness it, to feel the emotions. And he was so impressed. He was like, "Dude, you beat the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I beat the game. Isn't that great? I beat the whole fucking game." Because it was like a big accomplishment to beat a game, way back in the day. It's like a big fucking, it takes a long time.
Yeah. Let's try to get a wrap out of this part. Let's try to get a segment out of this part.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the. You want to wrap this up?
Just just this segment, or you could just want to. Yeah, you can cut it. You can chop it up any way you want. But like, I was trying to like suggest like, boom, that's a segment on the video game part. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I'm not doing any editing at all, so
No, okay.
the whole thing is a segment. But that's more Joe Rogan style too. Is he's created the, and this is combatant with what we grew up as, where you watch the TV, and you're chopped down to small 20-minute segments, and then you got a billion commercials in between. Whereas Joe Rogan's done the opposite, and he's created these sessions where you have 3 or 4 hour conversations that they don't stop, and then when the conversation is over at the end of 3 hours, that's a wrap. That's it. And I like that. And that's really refreshing and different compared to what we are used to and grew up as kids and stuff.
I'm a willing I'm a willing participant.
Yeah. But let's go back to the computer thing. That was the main topic. So, yeah, I mean, it all starts with your graphics card here. I would say if you're willing to spend $200, that's probably the perfect price if you can get a. And it looks like there's plenty of just the GTX. Like here's one for $230. But then if you go to Newegg as well, Newegg.com, or if you go to Price Watch is probably better. It might be better. Go to PriceWatch.com.
I also need a better motherboard.
Well, that's the next step.
And I have plenty of cases and fans, and
Yeah.
I need a better power supply by now.
There you go. Okay. So we can see from this information that a brand new GTX 70, which is kind of an older car, but you can still get it new, costs $300. So it depends how committed you are here. If you want to save a little money, go ahead, get the used one for, as I said, we got a couple of them that's $230.
Well, I'm not I'm not like a hardcore gamer, but I will want to play GTA 5 someday. So
Yeah. So if you're not super hardcore into it, then I would say go the save a little money route, buy used. Don't worry about
right.
getting something spanking, brand spanking new.
But at the
Um,
same time, I'm gonna hopefully be looking for something that's gonna stick around for a while. Like maybe
hmm.
something low end of a new technology. You know what I
Right.
mean? Need an
Um,
update.
well, if you want to go with reliability, you always buy new because you're the first person to have it. You have a warranty if anything goes bad. You can take it back to the store you bought it from, even if it's online. You generally have a 2-year warranty on things like this, so that's a really good sign. For example, in Tom's case, we tried to buy him a budget build, so we chose a similar card, and then we decided on AMD because it was cheaper, and we got a used board locally from Craigslist, and then he bought a new CPU, and he bought it from newegg.com. And he had initially a lot of problems. He broke a couple of the CPUs, and
Right.
but since he got it new from the store, he was able to return it with no problems. So, little things like that. Um, so
Well,
yeah.
and I always try to ground yourself when you're playing with your computer parts, even if it's just making sure you have one hand on the case while you have your other hand on the computer part. You got to ground yourself out somehow because I imagine I can totally picture Tom doing that. And like,
Oh God, Tom's
don't
kind of an
scrape
idiot.
your hard drives on the carpeted floor or anything. Just be real careful with your electronics.
Well, classically, you have this tool called a grounding wrist strap.
Yeah,
Here's a picture of it in here. I
yeah. You
don't
just
think
look
I've ever used
really
them, but
nerdy wearing.
yeah, you feel like an idiot. But but in Tom's case, you might need something like that. I don't know, but yeah, you got to be careful. So the next thing is, yeah, which kind of processor do you want? And you got the AMD versus Intel, and if you want reliability and long lasting, you're definitely going to go with
Here's what I
Intel.
understand. Here's what I understand, and my knowledge is, a little old, but AMD works better for video games, and Intel works better for math, like hard math.
I wouldn't agree with that at all. I think that AMD is generally a cheaper piece of hardware because they are the up and comers who have always been trying to battle with Intel. But Intel has been the long lasting, just we're going to do it right. We're going to put the best quality parts. Whereas AMD, it feels like
So
they've.
AMD is where you gotta make sure you got it kind of super cool, so it's like
Exactly,
the
exactly.
overclocked PC. Yeah,
Exactly. And I've had AMD chips in the past and they were fine. But
I've clocked computers in the past and made slightly better songs. I've been in that realm.
yeah.
Where I'm running my CPU as hard as I fucking can, trying to do 16 instruments at once, and I had to overclock it to like complete a couple of my songs.
Yeah.
I love it. I love nerding this. Trust me.
So, but yeah, if you want to go with reliability and long lasting, I definitely suggest Intel. I have the Intel i7 5820, and I paid $500 for it new, but it's only worth about 400, I think. Everything in Japan is $100 extra because it's all imported.
Oh,
Um, but that would be definitely one of the parts I would buy new. So if you decided, okay, I'm gonna get Intel, I'm gonna go i7 generation, I would definitely recommend i7 versus i3 or i5. That indicates like it's an older or lower quality CPU. Definitely something that you probably don't want to buy because it's just going to become outdated quickly and it's going to be underperforming. Um, and then what you can do if you really want to get into, what is the difference between things is there's a couple of charts, so you can compare. If you type in i7 5820, that's right, benchmark.
we love computer parts. We could just look at computer parts all day.
Here we go. Passmark Intel. So this is really good information here. So this, I'll give you the picture and the link here, but this picture pretty much sums it up. So what it does is it compares similar products in price and quality and speed. So you can see that when you compare the i7-5820, it's at the top of the list. It's a strong fucking CPU. But you can see it's side by side compared to the i5, to the AMD FX 83550, which was an 8-core, which obviously doesn't do nearly the performance the i7-5820 does. This information really helps. And then it even goes down to what is the price difference. On the next thing it says, well, for what I'm paying, how good is it compared to others? And as far as price goes, it's pretty much right where you want to be. If we go to price watch and see what you can get it for now, i7-5820. Yeah, it looks like it's about somewhere between $300 to $400, so it's still quite a pricey CPU. I don't know if now we're getting, yeah?
I need you to do me a favor. Play one of my tracks.
Okay, what are we playing?
Sad or Glad.
Sad or Glad.
This one was just this was when I was really, really more into computers, like you're totally pulling me back into, right, that world. This song just kind of happened automatically, and there's no words.
Oh, I found it. Got it. Here we go. Playing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Got a little BGM here. So, yeah, so it looks like it's gonna be, the cheapest one is $368, which is quite pricey. Now we're talking about $1,000. We haven't even bought the motherboard yet. So, well, not 1,000. So 200. Let's see here. So 200 for graphic. Let's say 250 with shipping, whatever. 250 graphics. Okay, CPU. Now we're talking 400. So that'll be 650 total on average. And that's 2 parts, but you only need 3 major parts to get started. So how are you feeling budget-wise with that?
I'm feeling inspired to go to. I live next to the University of Minnesota, and thousands of kids move in and out every year and leave of electronic waste. And I'm feeling really inspired to drive my car around, dumpster dive the sidewalk, and I'll come back with half these parts, dog. Trust me.
Well, fuck. I mean, you'd be so if you found an i7, you'd be so lucky. I think you're more inclined to find an i5 or a 3.
I'll find 3-year-old parts, right?
Well, this CPU is 3 years old easily.
Yeah, I can find 3-year-old parts.
Well, yeah. Okay. So, all this information, everything being said, it all matters. What the CPU is that you're gonna get first. That's the first thing. And if you're lucky to find a combo, oh, here's a fucking case with a CPU and a board already in it, you're good to go.
Yeah, no, Craigslist is a great resource. I was just being sarcastic and saying that, like, I would be more proud, really.
Yeah.
If I took the time to, like, go up and down the sidewalk when I know college kids are moving in and out. Like, I'm proud of my dumpster dive machines. I'm talking to you on one right now.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So how you feeling as far as budget goes for the CPU? Is that too much or?
No, I think I should be able to. Man, well, if I can build the whole thing, I got the. Shit, man. I don't know if I can try to build the whole thing for 500. So that would be. Oh, dude.
Say that again. Sorry, I missed that.
I'm having a hard time figuring this out. Like I hadn't thought about the computer question in a long time.
You said that 600 would be the whole build price. You said ideally.
If I can do that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. But okay, so in that sense, what you want to do is start out with definitely an AMD because we're on a budget build. So let's take a look on the Passmark side for the AMD FX83.
A quick aside, like since I have cases, I have fans, you know what I mean. I have power supplies, a DVD player. Like, will this help me cut the price of building my own, or would I just be better off going to like a used computer shop?
For your fans and stuff?
No, like one thing about me is like if there's like a computer store like on my block,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there before I go on the internet. Become friends with them. Like,
Well, fuck. To be honest, well, okay. Best for as far as computer shops go, you want to buy the CPU new if you can. So if you
Right.
want to save money, then you choose one that's in your budget. Um, this one, okay, for example, here's a perfect example. Price Watch. This is on your budget build. This CPU that I've chosen for you is only $169, which is much more in your price range. Now, so that's the one you want, right? Okay. So then you go shopping. You go to your local shops. You go to the Best Buy. You go to the Circuit City, whatever. They might not even have it. Number one, and if they do have it, it's not going to be $169. It's going to be $250.
I'm not buying anything from Amazon.
Okay. Well, then you pay a markup, but that's okay.
That's fucking totally.
Yeah. So that's what you get. Online, you'll get it for $169. In the shop, it'll be $250. That's what'll happen. So yeah, you can go that route. So yeah, that's what will happen. So after you get the CPU brand new from the shop, you look and walk-in shop. That's great. Then you can go use shopping for your board. So then you just need a board that matches your CPU. And then we just do the research. We see what kind of boards the AMD.
Right, that's the part where it sounded like it would get tricky for me. Like, so many CPUs and so many different motherboards. Like, that's where it seemed like it might be quicker to, you know.
No, this is the fun part, dude. You just do a little. You just do a little research, right? And you can see right on the website what it needs. There's a part right here. And the most important information that you need to know about that is that this particular CPU requires a certain socket type. And the socket type is the slot, the name of the slot that the CPU fits in. And this one is called AM3 Plus. AM3 Plus. So
It's been a while, Doc. This is familiar waters.
yeah. And then as long as you get a board, like this is technically, as long as you get a board, you have the CPU now that has an AM3 Plus socket, you're good to go. So then you can go board shopping. You can go look around. You can say, okay, well, what kind of socket does it have? Does it have
And
AM3 Plus?
that also determines what kind of RAM I can put on the board.
Exactly, and that would be RAM would be the next step after you've chosen the board. You've got
I'm
your
ready.
CPU.
I'm ready, Doc. I'm ready for the RAM.
Okay, you're saying that you have a lot of RAM there.
No, I don't have new
Oh.
RAM by any means.
Okay, you mean you're excited about it, right? You're
No, well, I need to learn what kind of RAM I might be looking at.
okay. So the RAM obviously is limited by the type of board that you purchase. So, for example, Asus, MSI are popular brands. Gigabyte. Which one rings a bell to your mind? What you would prefer? MSI, Asus, or Gigabyte?
ASIS or ASUS?
ASUS.
Okay, I'm familiar with that brand.
Okay, let's go with Asus. So if we go to this Asus M5897, we can see the spec info for the board on the website here. Right here. Oh, just a moment.
All these specs are getting me, like, you don't even know it. Like, it's getting me excited to, it's making me want to make music again. Play another track, pick another one by name.
Oh yeah, okay. That was
Like,
Oh yeah, it actually it skipped on. It went from Sad or Glad to Rock 2. So let me play. Just gonna pick something here. I'm gonna pick Force. I'm gonna play Force.
oh, nice. That's one of my Fast and Furious soundtracks.
Ooh, Grinchakra. Okay, here we go. All right, so all right. Let's see what we got here. I'm looking at the board stats. Where's the memory information? I like this one. Memory. It just says mem okay. What the fuck is that? Okay, here we go. So DDR 2133. Okay. DDR 2133 OC. So what that means is
That's the RAM, and oh wow, it's got 2 gigabytes per chip. No, that's how fast it goes. What the fuck?
but that doesn't say. Oh, sorry, that was DDR3. My mistake. DDR3 2133 overclock. So that means it's gonna overclock it to. It's gonna overclock it to that speed, no matter what RAM you put it in there. So if you put in, let's say you put in DDR3 3200.
Bring a towel.
I did that, dude. I was such an idiot. Like, you can learn a lot from my last computer hardware mistakes because I was such an idiot. I was like, oh, this board can take this. I'll get the max. You might not want to do that. You might be wasting your money here. Be careful. So you may be able to buy.
At least I only ever overclocked my dumpster dive computers.
Well, this is interesting. I didn't know this. So if you, let's say you bought a DDR a stick of 16 gigs, DDR3 3200 speed, right? So what that means is that your board will automatically downclock this to 2133. That's not a good thing. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to hack it a little bit.
So what you want to do ideally is go down. So I think the one you actually want, let me check here. There should be a native speed.
Well, and actually, in that sense, like,
Specs.
and actually, in that sense, I'm glad you reminded me. Like, the RAM would be the thing I would prefer to be modern over the motherboard.
Right.
'Cause, yeah.
Right. But if you don't have a modern motherboard, it might not accept DDR3.
No.
But, you know.
Unless I do have that $100 that it costs for a better motherboard.
Let's see here. Memory. Where's the memory? Let's see. Expansion slots, storage. Memory. Okay. So, here is the information that we need. Right
I
here.
feel like every single comment on this video is gonna be like, buy the stuff, Rand. Buy the stuff. Make your dreams come true. Every single comment.
I don't get any comments on my videos. My videos are not popular at all. But I just put a video out today. It has like 2 views. 2. It's just 2 views. One is you, and the other one is I don't know. But yeah, people don't watch my videos. I have some fairly successful videos, but they're never the ones that you want them to be. You know what I mean? But that's where the social media comes in. You have to share it. You have to, get people excited, whatever. Build
Right.
it up.
Yeah, that's why I want to kind of like, I don't know, maybe even start a new Facebook page or like
Yeah.
join. I know a couple of cool Facebook pages like Mikasa and Sukasa, some like uh, some like news network type stuff. Some like people. I know this one. I don't have to look at my Facebook and I don't feel like it, but it's like what the Young Turks used to be, and I have connections to like people like that, like people that you've heard of in the news.
Just so you know, I hate the fucking Young Turks, but.
Well, yes, we can definitely talk about that. If you want to, that's a whole nother thing.
The
We're doing
Chank is a fucking dipshit. I've never seen a more idiotic guy in my life.
okay.
That's just my opinion, though. Don't get offended. If you
No,
if you
no,
love that
I'm
guy,
absolutely not offended, but I want to, for the sake of content, like save that for another time.
whatever. Oh, okay, yeah, and keep it
There's
to a point
whole lot
specific.
to that.
Yeah, there's a lot. That's a big topic, especially if you're into that.
Yeah, there's a whole lot to talk about that, and I really want people to understand, when we do talk about it.
Okay, all right. So, anyways, yeah, I've got it here. Your RAM, if you had this board, this processor, your RAM would be. I think your best choice for RAM would be DDR3 1866.
Yeah.
So that
Um,
should be a fairly not super modern, but super available RAM. That RAM should be
Right.
very. Now, if you want to go super modern RAM, it's gonna be DDR4. Probably 1866, something like that. And for memory, you're gonna want to go probably 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes, which will give you 16 gigs. That's the great thing about that is you really only need 8 gigs, to be honest. But if you
Right.
what's that?
These stats are like, okay, I'm giving away my old age right now. I'm 40 years old. Okay, I haven't really rocked a computer like really nerded out on my own build since 2009.
Oh my god.
Numbers are double what they were before. I'm looking at this shit doc. And I'm like, okay, fuck the junk desktop and good laptop. I want it all on like one huge desk, like behind a locked door. like,
No,
like
I
a giant
paid.
that keeps cocktails away from it. Like an invisible fence that like shocks you if you try to bring drinks near it.
Dude, I had a
Work on it.
I had a fantasy. Wait, wall mount PC. It was so cool. Like, look at this. I was like, wow, you can see. Let's nerd out on this for a minute. I could. They have these wall mount PCs designs so there's no case. It's like open air, and it's beautifully mounted and displayed on this thing that you would have to like carefully craft by hand. And some guys are throwing on the carbon fiber skin in the back.
Can you see my mouse?
Oh, hold on.
Oh wow, that's cool as fuck.
No, I can't see.
Anyways,
Oh, is it glowing?
the last picture that you showed, the one in the middle, like, oh my god, I used to rock 2 video screens, like, while I was making my music.
Yeah.
Cause like, the left screen would be kind of where I'm trying to write the music, and the right screen would be kind of where the instruments are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss those days. You're really making me miss those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be headed somewhere good.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Your music's awesome, and a good
Another one.
creative person needs some solid shit. I'm so poor and broke, but if I had the money, of course I would do some awesome shit like this. Look at this one. This guy's got fucking 4 video cards. 4. He's got like 4 GTA GTX 960s it looks like or something. Jesus Christ. And he's got them liquid cooled, and he's got the cooling blocks the cooling fans are separated from the cards. Oh my god. What
Yeah,
the
this is what
fuck?
I imagine when I imagine AMD machine. Like, yeah, I'll just need my assistant Igor uh, to help me
Yeah.
with liquid cooling design, and I'll be right on that.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking legit as fuck. But it's all eye candy, man. It's just food, you know.
Yeah, it's overkill, but it is beautiful.
Oh my
It
god, it's amazing. My
I'm gonna
wife would
top
probably
notch
kill
for
me
you
though.
right
My wife would kill me if I put a fucking Millennium Falcon computer case on my wall, you know, or
now.
something like that.
Actually, that would be. I've done circuit bending. It would be pretty easy to do something dumb like put a couple of cheap kids' toys inside like an empty Millennium Falcon case. That'd be endlessly fun.
Yeah, that would be legit, bro. And he hangs it on the wall. Did you see that one? It's all glowing and shit. And yeah, that's pretty fucking sick. A little
I
bit.
don't know. Imagine if you put like a. Have you ever heard of an Aliatron?
No.
Oh, it's what happens when you take apart an instrument, like especially older instruments. Like I was gonna talk about the speak and spell.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
These
yeah, yeah.
toys. Yeah, you can take those apart and mess with the circuitry, and then mount
I
new
and
access
you
to the circuitry.
are
And imagine if
P.
you took a speak and spell out of the speak and spell box and
Yeah.
put it in the Millennium Falcon, and all the controls are on there instead.
That would be legit. That would be legit as fuck. Or if you had a speak and spell password, like in order to turn on the computer somehow, you had some kind of hardware power lock, and you had that wall mount thing on there, and you took it apart so it looked a lot cooler, you know. But you had the access plate on the wall, so you had to put in the password in order for it to power on or something. And then you had to actually push the keys, and you push the keys, and that guy's speaking it out. RUP, you know,
Well,
whatever.
I guarantee you would have a Han Solo moment every time because when you mess with those circuits that much, it's not going to make the same sound every time. So it's
Yeah.
going to take you a while. It might be even just a one button password, so you just have to hit until it makes the right sound.
Yeah.
That stuff is fun. There was a YouTube video of me actually doing it to a Casio SK1.
Yeah.
Good times. My favorite was my bad. I can't remember the name of it, but it was something 101.
Casio.
CK 101. Yeah, Casio CK 101. I bent the crap out of that thing. I called it the Nightmare Machine. Ooh, buddy.
What
Do you
was
have
it?
Jam C1B9 in that playlist? Please tell me you got Jam C1B9. That's madness.
How do I search your
There's
thing?
only like 30 song stops. Just
Oh.
scroll through it.
Oh, okay. Upload. No.
I'm gonna look it up.
How
Driving me
influence
nuts.
tracks.
Did you find it?
No, C1 something?
Yeah, C1-B9.
C. Okay. Nope. It kind of stops after about 15 songs. It looks like. Does it go through? I don't see it on here, and I don't know how you search. Do I just search here? C1 dash. What is it?
B9.
B9. Okay. C1 dash B9. Nope. It doesn't let me search your place. It's like a global search.
you get a weird thing you've never seen before?
Yeah, I cannot find the song. Sorry. Anyways.
I might be able to send it to you too.
Yeah, if you can just send me a link or file or something. Send me the virus.
Yeah. There's no way I don't have that song. I have it somewhere.
I don't see it on here. I don't think it must not be on it on this thing. Wait. Because I see a lot of songs, but I don't see the C1-B9.
Okay, well, the reason it's called C1B9 is I made a 40-point patch bay out of the integrated circuit on that beast. Could you pull up the CTK 101 Casio?
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. This CTK. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny.
So, when you crack that thing open, there's a chip that looks about as big as today's piece of RAM,
yeah.
except for it's a little thicker than longer, and had 40 points on it, and 2 of them were ground out points. And my big mistake was I connected all 40 to the patch bay because it sounded dope when you grounded it out, but grounding it out was frying the tiny little things in there that were made by robots. So it only ran for about a year, but I'm desperately trying to find this song.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Getting into the somehow utilizing the chip that was native to that board. Were you able to do anything with that chip?
Well, what it does is it throws a monkey wrench in the math that the integrated circuit is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have done less monkeying around with grounding out the electricity coming and going, it makes it make sounds that it's absolutely not supposed to make.
Hold that thought one sec. Sorry, I gotta get
Yeah.
rice started here. Be right back.
So I broke into my SoundCloud.
Oh,
finally.
okay. I just got back.
I don't think I have any circuit bending on here.
You hacked into the SoundCloud account? I couldn't get into mine.
All right.
Let's see.
So, as an apology to everyone, as a reward to everyone that just waited like 20 seconds, because that's so hard to do these days, I want you to click on the Pope song. And I want to give everyone a very explicit warning. The first thing I say is incredibly ironic, because this is a protest song.
Protest. The Pope song.
It's absolutely a fucking techno-punk fucking protest song about the Pope Ratzinger scandal from a few years ago.
Ooh,
That's how
okay.
old
I'm playing
It's
it.
like 10 years old.
Got
It's
this
fucking
time.
gorgeous, though.
Got this shit.
happen if can we play it at the same time?
Oh. Yeah. I'll just give you a count. Hold on. I'll count it.
Alright, give me
We'll just click play at the same time.
a second. I had it, I lost it. What number is it?
There you go.
Three, two, one.
Play. Bah, 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 bah.
Time. Got this shit. Let's go fuck some little kids.
Oh my god.
Let's go fuck some little kids.
Oh shit!
Hold on. Stop it one sec.
I told you.
Hold on. Stop it one sec. On your side, I want you to play it really low because I'm getting some feedback on your side. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
no more.
Oh, okay. Well, I was getting a double feedback thing. All right, I'm gonna play. Ready? 3, 2, 1, play.
Go for it. As long as your people can hear it.
Okay.
As long as it can hear it.
This is good.
Yeah, I'm proud of this track.
Yeah, you're good.
Forgive me, father pervert. But
Forgive me, Father Pervert.
Nah.
that's my final decision. I got ideas of my own, and I'd rather stay at home than see you on your throne. Just go home and get some more to the bone.
It's okay if you're a chomo, but not if you're a homo. I'm the Pope.
It's good if you're a chomo, but not if you're a homo.
Not if you're a homo.
Can you tell we're kind of angry?
I'm the Pope.
It's pretty good.
Masturbation is just my life. Raping children and be true wife. Masturbation is just my life. Incubus still spend your life. Infatuation with God is nice. Masturbation is anti-life. God, he says they burn in hell, but fucking children is just.
Well, I don't think like you all burn in hell, but fucking children. is
That's
fine.
good.
Well, you can't speak for God to a guy like me. I got my finger on the pulse of eternity. Love is the only thing that truly matters. Little boy, ass is not what I'm after. Keep your bullshit inside the steeple. You can only fool weak-minded people.
It's okay if you're a chomo, but not if you're a homo. I'm the Pope. I'm the Pope. It's okay if you're a chomo, but not if you're a homo. I'm the Pope. I'm the Pope. That song is still.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it. Stopping now. Okay, dude, that was fucking epic, bro. That was really good. That was really good shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was legit. Like, I'm just thinking, why are you not, why are you not like out as a DJ and stuff, playing, publicly
You know,
for people?
You know, it's the same reason some people without a home are living outside. I haven't found the right people to collaborate with yet.
Yeah, but you could, you could start DJing and then you just be like, yeah, I'm gonna throw my shit up in the mix. Yo,
Well,
check this
okay,
out.
I
I
guess
made
I
it
could go
yesterday.
into further detail and say, I don't have the hardware. The hardware has been the big thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
You know,
yeah, all right.
it's hard to get to work without a car.
Alright. No, I feel that, bro. That's my whole life story, bro. Like oh man, my life has been a grind and a fucking struggle, and having the computer that I paid initially $2,000 for, which I didn't even have $2,000 at the time, was so important to me that I sacrificed everything to get it. Actually, at the time, I didn't have any money, and I was dating this girl in Osaka. This was 2 or 3 years ago. I was living there for about a year. Actually, I was dating 3 women at the same time, and one of them was married. And this particular woman, we had a pretty good relationship. And I told her what I wanted to do, and she was like, I'll loan you the money. Don't worry about it. It was $2,000. She gave me the $2,000, and this is like the first time in my entire life anyone would have dreamed of loaning me that kind of money. I couldn't imagine, like, the kindness, that just everything. It's never happened in my entire life. So she loaned me the money, and I paid her back in $500 installments over the next 4 months, and our relationship ended in the end, but that was okay. She was married. Her husband found out, and she wanted to fix her broken marriage, and she got her money back, and I got my computer. Fast forward about month and a half ago, my computer broke, and I was broke too. Like, I've not just physically, but I didn't have a lot of money. And again, I had to do the same thing. I had to fight and work so hard to get this computer back up and running, and when I had like almost no money, it was so fucking hard. I mean, when you're struggling and you have almost nothing left in your bank account. And I went to the nerdy part of town so many times, back and forth, cost me so much money. Finally got the parts I needed to fix my computer, and everything was back up and running. But it's like a staple. If I don't have a computer, especially something that does the few things that I want it to do, like play games and this, like, my life is broken. I have to fix it immediately. Do everything I can to get it fixed and back up to where it should be. So, but beyond that, I don't have a lot of extra. You know what I mean? There's not a big surplus of things, but yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that's actually, like, I'm starting to wonder how long we've been talking, but that actually ties it together because, our love for our toys and everything that we can learn from being politically aware is completely tied together. And, like, it's easy to forget, like, how far we have to dig into the earth to get our Pentiums.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yeah, we got plenty more to talk about. I don't want to bully the conversation around because you're interviewing me, but anything you want to say to wrap it up?
Yeah, just real quick before we wrap it up, let's brush off the. Do you gotta go, or do you have another like 5 minutes?
Just
Okay.
here to help you with, like, not having to do too much editing.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, I just cracked a beer. I think
How long has it been? I'm just wondering.
Probably like 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, but let's wrap this up. But let's finish up with one final topic that we.
It just felt like longer.
No, come on. And
Okay.
I'll tell you what the recording time was when we finish. But
All right. Then I'm being a rude guest.
how
You just
dare
do
you?
what you want.
How dare you?
Do what you want. Just have your way with me, dog.
Have your way with me. Whoa, whoa, hold on.
Just as long as it is narcotic.
What? Just as long as it's narcotic. Okay, so yeah, let's wrap this up with one final topic. The topic that's been itching my brain, that I've been wanting to discuss with you for a while, and that is the epic downfall of the Star Wars series that has put, it seems like a big part of America and moviegoers in a greatest state of depression, and disappointment, that we just can't imagine what the fuck happened to Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and our heroes of our childhood. What's going on?
Okay, so
What the
there's
hell
a
is going on?
lot going on here. Do you want me to go ahead and jump off from the fact that everyone knows the new Star Wars movie sucks? Can I just go into?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're beyond that point. It's out there.
Can I just jump right in the deep end?
Yeah.
All right. Plug your snorkels. Put on your.
But no, let's
I'm serious.
But no, let's
I'm
go
serious.
back. Let's give a little update to that. As
Okay,
if
you do that, and
Okay.
I'll be right back. Cause I'll be right back. I need a glass of water.
Okay, all right.
Tell everyone my Star Wars sucks.
All right, let me explain the pre-story here. So what's going on is I was born in 1982, and I started watching Star Wars films with my father when I was probably 6, 7, 8 years old. Fell in love with them. You got the first three Star Wars movies. You got 1977 was the original Star Wars. Luke comes up, becomes the hero, the biggest movie of all fucking time. Everyone loves it. And you got the trilogy in the end with Empire Strikes Back. Luke saves the day. Yoda dies, sadly. When you look back at that and you look at some of the footage we have now to compare about what is actually happening, and you find that actually George Lucas had some disagreeing opinions with his partner, and I forget his name. Let me just look it up real quick. George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. No, it wasn't Steven Spielberg. No, was it Ryan Johnson? George Lucas's original partner was.
I'm back.
Yeah, sorry. So I was. Here it is. I was looking to find the George Lucas's original partner. I can't find. I've got a picture here of him, but I don't have his name. Let me just post this here, so you can see that shot there. Kurtz. Gary Kurtz, I think, was his guy, who helped develop the original story of Star Wars. And I was talking about how in the Empire Strikes Back, Luke saves the day, Yoda dies, but when you go back to the interviews of the time and George Lucas's feelings of those things, he was quoted on saying he didn't want to kill anyone off ever, because he wanted to create a feeling of the films of happiness and not such sorrow, and you don't need to kill people off to create the emotions that you want. And that was way back in 1977 and the 80s, early 80s. And then we had the next three films, which there was a lot of bad parts, like Jar Jar Binks, blah blah blah. And this is called the prequels. So you have the 1, 2, and 3, and then the original Star Wars, and then up until Empire Strikes Back becomes 4, 5, and 6. So now you got 6 Star Wars films, and a lot of people hated the first 3, these new prequels that they came out. I was kind of wishy-washy. Go ahead.
Doc,
Go ahead.
you got me confused because I thought we were gonna probably talk about where the nerddom and politics clash again here at Star Wars.
Oh yeah, we're getting to that. I'm just doing the preamble, building up to it. So then you got these first 3 films. Some about 50-50. A lot of people loved them. A lot of people hated them. I personally, I didn't hate them so much. I really enjoyed some of the battles, some of the epic.
To me, the pod race scene just won so many points that I was just like, cool.
Oh God, yeah. For me, it was when you had the in the first one, Phantom Menace, you had the battle between Obi-Wan and
Darth Maul.
Maul. I was like, dude, this is the most epic shit I've ever seen in my life. And the music, what was it called? Valkyries, Ride of the Valkyries. I was blowing my mind. I just I couldn't get enough.
People get out and cosplay with guitars and do that song.
I'll play it right now just because it's so fucking good. Ride of the Valkyries is such a... Wait, is that Star Wars? Wait, hold on. Star Wars. I thought it was called Ride of the Valkyries. Let me just... No, that's not what it was called. Let me see here. Star Wars, Phantom Menace, fight scene, song. Duel of the Fates is what it was called.
Oh, that's such a good techno song. You should play a techno remix of it.
Okay, what's it called?
techno remix.
Okay, let me just do
Take your pick.
Let me do techno.
There's hundreds. I love Star Wars techno remix.
Hold up. Duel of the Fates techno remix.
Oh, I have a really good one too,
No.
but it's on my broken hard drive.
I'll give you the
Hard
link. We can play it at the same time, but try to keep yours low so we don't get the.
No, we can't hit at the same time.
Okay.
I've heard about
I can't play this. Playing it right now. This was just so telling of the feelings and the emotions of Maul fighting his master Qui-Gon. He's trapped in this room, and you know that something bad's gonna happen, and he's racing to get to his master to help him and save him and try and get in the battle. You know, this young kid, Obi-Wan, and it was just so epic. And so I didn't really have as many problems with the first three films as a lot of other people did. I think the general
No,
consensus.
they're missing out. Like, a lot of people were super angry about Jar Jar Binks, and since we're going there, some people that actually can, like, sit and think really hard about stuff have some really interesting things to say about Jar Jar Binks. Like, have you ever seen Drunken Monkey Kung Fu?
What?
Have you ever seen someone perform Drunken Monkey Kung Fu?
Oh, yeah, you talking about Drunken Kung Fu? Yeah, fuck yeah. I've seen. There's a movie with the original Drunken Kung Fu film is with Jackie Chan, and he did it in 1980. Jackie Chan, Drunken Master. Yeah, Jackie Chan, Drunken Master. And it's fucking epic. I mean,
Is Jar Jar
it's.
Binks the drunken Sith master? Is that a good theory? Or
No, because he
that's a
doesn't
good
defeat.
bacon to chew on or not?
No, because he doesn't defeat anyone. He doesn't fight
Think
anyone.
about it.
Oh, well, he does in the war. No, you're right. In the
he
war,
influences the entire galaxy. Never gets hit. Takes down people when he trips over his own tongue.
yeah, but he only okay. It's a good point.
Fools everyone all the time. He's always standing next to Palpatine. I've seen some convincing cool.
Really? He's always really.
Always standing next to Palpatine. Think about it. There's some dots to be connected.
Wait, Jar Jar.
As we top it up on Star Wars, go ahead on the next one.
Oh, it's a deleted scene. Oh wow. Okay, because I was gonna say, I didn't see this before. It says that Jar Jar Binks and Palpatine is actually a deleted scene. Because I don't remember seeing that, but after you mentioned it, I'm like, oh, that sounds intriguing. Yeah, but that would be great if he was standing next to Palpatine for a long parts of the movie.
And then Phantom. Which was the prequel that gave us all the memes? Come on, was it 2 or 3?
It had to be the first one because the first one is the Phantom
yeah,
Menace.
you're right.
Because
Yeah.
that's where that happened. If you want to look at where the drunken masterness of Jar Jar Binks actually came from,
No,
it was
you-
from the battle. In that battle, he was destroying enemies left and right, falling over himself, just being an idiot. And he killed a lot of soldiers in that battle.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
A
say.
lot. And
That's-
it's like, what?
Yeah, I'm right.
That's really funny, actually. Anyways, so moving along, keeping it modern. So, I guess the general consensus is that Jar Jar Binks ruined the movie, but you bring great new light and opinion to it with the fact that he could have been an actual drunken boxing master and been fooled everyone. Great theory.
And you could have been like me and just like let it slide.
So then Disney buys Star Wars for whatever reason. We don't really know why, or I don't know why. And they start making these movies. And then they came out with the one where this girl becomes the Jedi, whatever. And then she somehow, at the end of the film, finds Luke after this long thing. And then they cut it off.
Going right into Mary Sue. Are you gonna?
Oh, Mary Sue. Yeah. Oh, I'm not even going to touch on that, but you can talk about that. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into the heavy details because I'll let you do that. But so so she goes in here. She comes in. Yeah, Mary Sue. Go ahead. Tell us about Mary Sue.
Okay. So there's a huge wave of hate, of course. If you're even listening to this conversation, you already know that a bunch of people hate the new Star Wars for being too fucking liberal. Well, guess the fuck what? Star Wars has always fucking been liberal. The Empire has always been based off of the Nazis, and like the bad guys have always been based off the English because they used to be in control of guess who? America. Guess who the rebels are in every movie? America. And so what people are used to is America looks like Luke Skywalker making out with and possibly even doing it with his sister. And Star Wars doesn't look like that anymore. And okay, so let's have an honest conversation about that. Snowflakes. Oh, I'm sorry, I just dropped the microphone.
Microphone drop. So I guess the point of the Mary Sue thing was that people find it quite ironic that someone can just come in, someone literally just picks up the fucking lightsaber, defeats the Sith enemy guy who has all this training in as a Jedi, as everything, and just defeats him like her first battle. Like what the fuck? Like seriously.
Right. Okay.
What in the fucking holy hell is that?
So, at this point, I have to play devil's advocate because it's still Star Wars, and you still want to go see and enjoy it.
Right.
And
Of course I saw
when
that
it
one.
comes, of course, but when it comes to the political reasons to not like Star Wars, I will stand my ground all day long against.
Well, we're getting
those
to that.
Those that will do that. Okay.
Well, we're getting
But,
to that.
So
Because
So
when
I always
Rogue
thought that the movie line, I always thought that it moved too fast, and that's a fair and strong criticism. But I think it's possible that it might be one of those movies where you have to see it a few times to realize.
No, you're right. Star Wars 7, we could go on and on about everything they did wrong, but
I hated Rogue One.
no, we're
I
talking
really
about
did.
7. This is 7, the first one that came out from Disney. So, yeah, I mean, we can go on and on about everything they did wrong, but you're saying it moved too fast. I agree. There was no credible story that kept me sucked in. It was just action, action, action. Oh, what's this new thing? Oh, exciting. It was like ADD on crack, ADHD on crack. It was like, it was just, it didn't. Okay, I'll tell you the one thing that not a lot of people have talked about. That's very important. This is the key thing that this movie in particular and all the new Star Wars films are missing, and that is the lore of the Jedi. The lore and the mystery of the story of the Jedi, the heroes of the entire series, was kept in the dark, was kept in the secret. Nobody gave a fuck about it anymore. It was like it didn't exist at all. But that was the one thing that kept all the movies together, was the secrecy and the rules and the religion and all of everything that made it special was everything that we had to know and learn about the Jedis. They just threw it away as if it wasn't important at all, and they left it all out, and they just shifted from action scene to action scene in new city and all this stuff, and that was exciting too, don't get me wrong, but it didn't feel like a Star Wars that was the ones that we were used to, and definitely like it was a whole new series
Would
of
that have
films.
been better? I don't think it would have been better. We would all be bitching about it if it was, if it just did what Luke Skywalker tried to do with the prequels and just make it rhyme like poetry with the originals. Like, we'd all be like, another Death Star? What? Shoot me in the head. Like,
Isn't that what happened? Didn't
They
they?
did.
Well,
yeah, they did. Yeah, wait, they did that.
yeah, they did that. That's exactly what happened. They brought out another Death Star, and then they
It-
fucking destroyed it. So that's my opinion on what is wrong. Generally, is the lack of the Jedi lore in the new films. They just kind of threw it away and started fresh, and they said we're gonna kill off all the old guys. Okay, but where's the Jedi lore? Where's the thing
They also
that I
threw
love
away
the
the
most?
Sith.
The what?
They also threw away the Sith. Is what you gotta notice about.
Yeah, and this and the arch evil arch enemy character of the Jedi is who? The Sith. And they threw that away.
Yeah, it's
You know?
only Kylo Ren, and here he is. He's got a crush on the good guy, and neither one of them know what to do. That's a killer hangover if you think about it.
And then
The bad guy has a crush on the good guy, and neither one of them know exactly what to do with their newfound super important place in the galaxy. How is that not a good cliffhanger, people? You got to give this movie some credit. I'm not even playing devil's advocate at this point. Like, you just gotta open your eyes to it. Like, wow, that's amazing, right?
wait, what's that?
So the bad guy, who's now in charge of the dark side, has a crush on the good guy, who's now in charge of the light side, and
Yeah.
neither one of them know what to do. Can you craft a better hangover than or cliffhanger than that?
I thought it was fucking horrible. I can't believe that you got the guy's in love with her and you know they're gonna have some passionate moment and it's like how far
I don't
off
think
the deep end. You know they kiss. I mean they had a kissing scene or something.
No, they had visions of each other, but apparently Snoke arranged that. Apparently.
Okay, but it seemed like they were having some love battle, you know, when they killed the Snoke guy, and that was pretty much good enough. But I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think he just wanted her to join him and rule the galaxy, just like the Vader Luke thing.
Hey, honey.
I think it was the echo on that, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I thought it was a bit too much of a stretch. I thought, come on, what's going on with that? I can't believe they're going this far. They're gonna have him link up all of a sudden, work together as he's gonna betray his own master for what? Didn't make any sense. But I guess he did it for like power or something. He wanted to be the man. But
I think Kylo Ren really was trying to refute because Kylo Ren had training in the light side and the dark side, and he wasn't satisfied with either one. And I think that's the actual gem if you take a close enough look.
yeah,
A lot of fans that are like diehard fans of Star Wars, you know, will know the thing called like Gray Jedi, where they can use the dark side and the light side.
yeah. So, the key
That's the upside. That's
the key contention of the Solo movement and why is the fail and the horrible stories for everything. Oh, and by the way, I the minute I heard Rogue One was coming out and it had no Jedis at all, I said no thanks. I'm not even gonna see it. Nope. I wasn't interested at all. All I care about is Jedis. That's me. No Jedis. I'm not gonna go see it. And I never gave a fuck about it because I was like, yeah, it doesn't appeal to me at all. I mean, how are you gonna have a film without Jedi's and lightsabers and lightsaber battles? And that's what Star Wars is for me.
good point. Good. I thought you might actually bring this up. Actually, yeah. Like, what are they gonna do without the blue lightsabers for the good guys and the red lightsabers for the bad guys? Isn't that what we've been doing to entertain kids forever?
Yeah.
They're letting. I don't know, man. So
It was this
yeah.
side story that I didn't give a fuck about. I was like, okay, I'm gonna skip that one. Whatever, you know. And then they leave this with this big fucking cliffhanger at the end, you know, all about Jedi and Luke and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's not about Luke or Skywalker, Jedi's, I don't want to see it. I don't care. It's fucking retarded. So, the biggest contention about the Solo movement, why all the series have failed so horribly, and why we're boycotting the next film, is because there are two people that are key in this horrible series. One is Kathleen Kennedy, the kind of like creative director for Disney Star Wars, and Ryan Johnson, the creative director for the films. He kind of headed the stories and direction of a lot of the films, and we want her fired. We want her gone, because they said there was plans for another couple of films, the Obi-Wan Kenobi film, and they said it's now been canceled, which I'm very happy about, because I don't want them to ruin such a sacred character. Of course I want to see a film. Of course everyone wants to see an epic film about Obi-Wan Kenobi, but how could we trust them with such a sacred character and story that we know they're going to fuck up? It would be such a tragedy if they can't get the right people in there to do the right fucking job that we know them to have, you know? And that's really the end game of this conversation.
Yeah. They okay. I'm about as far left as it gets, but I'm with the conservatives on this one when they insisted on making a female android that was concerned about android rights.
Oh
I
shit.
didn't have to see it to get pissed off about that. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. Did you see the movie?
No.
No.
Just a few critiques without spoilers. And since I play a Star Wars game, I learn about who the characters are.
Yeah. It goes, and then if you're gonna touch on that subject, the purple-haired idiot from Star Wars 9, God, what a dumb bitch. I mean, she just goes on and on about nothing, and I don't want to see her face. You know, it's like so annoying. They always cut back.
Polo or something like that.
Yeah, and they go on and on about how, you know, her captain.
Hey, wasn't that supposed to be Akbar's job instead of her?
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Akbar's he's been the leader for like forever, and he was so cool. You know, he was such a crazy looking alien dude, but you know, in the background, but still, very appealing. You know.
I call she probably did it while Akbar was like, you know, he's got to go underwater sometimes, you know.
Yeah, but just her it was her attitude.
Somewhere.
It was her conversations with the captain guy. You know, he says, "Hey, what's your plan?" And she says, and she just brushes him off and goes the other direction. She says, "Oh, whatever." You know, it's like, wait, what? Why don't you just talk to the guy about the plan and, you know, whatever?
Oh, because he's a guy.
Oh yeah, he's a guy.
You know.
We can't talk to guys.
Yeah, there was moments like that where it was overboard. Yeah, it never made me mad, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, that was a really good moment where she didn't. Yeah, she had a chance to talk to Akbar, and she just like, I got this.
Yeah, and she just
Does some shit more reckless than Poe just did, pretty much. Yeah, that was a very upsetting point of the movie. I can agree with that.
Oh, this is funny. Here's a good closer here. Check this out. You're gonna like this. This is a new tweet from the United States Space Force. Breaking. At the real Donald Trump releases picture of the new spaceships for Space Force. And we can see a picture of the Millennium Falcon with a rebel, American rebel flag on it.
That's no ordinary rebel flag. That's the Dukes of Hazzard rebel
Yeah.
flag. I grew up watching that show. So I got a soft spot for that shit. That orange, that Dukes of Hazzard orange.
Yeah. Yeah. But that means Confederate. That's a Confederate flag.
I know it does.
The
I know
South.
it does.
North versus the South. That's, yeah.
I'm like, welcome to the future. I didn't think it was, wow. All this technology that we have at our fingertips, and we spend our best resources on trolling. Look at our amazing trolling that we can do to each other.
Yeah.
Imagine if we go back 5 years and like they're like, so what'd you get done? Well, check this out. We control the fuck out of each other. Control? No, troll. What the fuck is that? Okay, so we've fucking totally tried to destroy the other side. What?
All right, mate. Well, I gotta wrap this up. It's been a good conversation with you, and we'll have to do it again soon. Oh, should we finish it with one of your songs here? Hold on. Pope song. Finish up the full song. I'm the Pope.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the Pope.
All right, so you can always my Facebook group is called the Not Televised Revolution, and my YouTube channel is TNT Revolution. And my SoundCloud is Grinchakra. Thanks for having me on, Doc.
All right, Grinchakra. Thanks for spending time with us today here, and we will see you another day. All right, man. Take care. Bye.